Hello there, everybody. Welcome to Always Off Brand, where we take e-commerce retail, simplify it, throw a big bag of fun in it, and all kinds of stuff. I'm one of your hosts. This is Scotty O, joined by Summer Jubileer. First of all, Summer, welcome back to the program.
Good morning. Good morning.
And
welcome back. It was one day.
It was one day. Still, it seems like forever. And also joining right back where she belongs, Haley Brucker in the news from the great state of North Carolina.
Good morning.
Is that
All
it?
right.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's Friday. I'm happy. I'm going to load the horses up after this and go trail riding in the mountains this afternoon.
Wow.
I feel great
it's
today.
A much better day than what I'm going to have. I have a
What do
mammogram.
you got? Hockey?
later.
Let me guess.
Oh.
Hockey, more hockey?
No, I have a mammogram. It's like National Breast
Well, I'm glad that you're doing that.
I'm glad you're doing that too.
So
My first
God,
one's in
now you make
January.
me feel terrible for the hockey.
you should. You should.
I mean,
Awful.
but you are a big hockey.
I am a big hockey.
Okay. So I got a wild hair this week.
Apparently.
And I decided that with all this free time, I've been piddling around the house. I've been refurnishing furniture. I've been gardening, doing all the things that I really love to do since I have all this time. I ordered a greenhouse off of Amazon.
Wow.
And not just any greenhouse. This is an 8x12, like 7 feet tall greenhouse. Okay. Like one that you walk in, and I have it all planned out in my head. I'm going to put little chairs in it, have my coffee in it.
Well, I mean,
all my
just-
plants.
And you're to be fair, you've put together hen houses. You know how to do this.
I mean, yeah. The instructions were in Chinese.
Of course they were.
And we opened up the box, and there's like thousands of bolts and thousands of pieces.
Yeah, because you bought it off Amazon.
It was like $400 on Amazon. I bought the cheapest one I could find because I
You
don't
got
wanna
what you paid
invest.
for. You
Listen,
got
she sent us pictures of her Matt Brad Brucker, just staring at a piece of paper.
We are on day 3 of putting the damn thing together.
Oh, it's really big.
It is a
That's
testament to our marriage. It is a
Well, yeah.
testament to our patience levels. It's the worst godforsaken greenhouse ever. And you go on and you read the reviews on Amazon, and everybody's talking about how shit the reviews are. Or excuse me, how shit the instructions are in the reviews. And so now we know why. I just can't imagine some average Joe trying to put this together.
No.
There's no way. So if you just, if anybody gets a wild hair, Summer, I know you love the
Yeah, but
gardening. You
You're-
gotta get-
She does love gardening.
You look at the opposite of my boys, we're going to be splitting them up into 2 different rooms, which I cannot wait to do this. So I was looking at furniture, and I'd found this awesome bed on Pottery Barn Teen. I was like, oh, this is so cute, but it's expensive. I'm like, well, let me just go see what Wayfair has. And I'm seeing Wayfair. I'm like, this is great. This is really inexpensive. And then I stop and I think, we're going to have to put this whole thing together.
Oh,
it's
for
going to
sure.
come in 18 different parts. I was like, no. And I couldn't back to Pottery Barn Teen because of that experience. I was like, I can't do it. I don't have the patience. My marriage isn't strong enough.
Oh, it is a test, let me tell you. And he flies out. Matt Brad Brucker flies out tomorrow morning. So there's this like rush to get it done because I want to play with it this weekend. I got things to do.
That's great. Let me tell you, as the oldest and most senior married person, we fought through the IKEA fights, the marriage IKEA fights. Seriously, that should be like, if you're courting, I'm dead serious. Like if you're in the dating phase and you want to really see what you got, you should get a large IKEA item and put that together and see if you can survive it. And then it got to the point where
that's a lot.
That it is a lot. And then it got to the point where it's like, Aaron's like, you know what? I'm good. I don't need your help.
No, she probably can like do it in her sleep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would just walk away. Matt wouldn't want me around. I have no patience for that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So you were in Pittsburgh, hockey Pittsburgh.
I was.
You loved it. You sent us all kinds of great pictures and text messages. You just couldn't. I mean, my text was just overflowing. My feed was crazy with Summer loves Pittsburgh.
Really?
No.
No, but it was good weather, so I'm appreciative of that. And it was the only positive thing. There was a lot of positives. we went to so my in-laws came and they came to watch Reese play, and then my uncle-in-law also came. So Matt's uncle came to cheer on, which is cool because we have no family here. So it was fun for him to have people in
That is
town.
nice.
Yeah.
But they just kept saying, how do you do this? How do you keep this all online? How are you driving around the city of nowhere you're supposed to go? How are you doing this with all the schedule changes? And I'm like, this is no big deal, y'all. And then I sat back and I was like, yeah, I'm a big effing deal. Yeah, I handled this.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I can do this. Yeah, I can get my kid fed and off to a game at 4:45 a.m. in the morning. Like, yes. But we went to Kennywood. That was fun. A theme park.
Oh, never heard of that.
So we got up at 4:45 a.m. on Sunday, and
Wow.
by 11 a.m. we had played hockey, had breakfast, and checked out of the hotel, and we're at a theme park. And I do not like this kind of stuff, but I will do anything for my kids. And I'm like hanging upside down, like trying not to puke on all of these rides, screaming my head off. And then we're standing in a ride because my son's like, Mom, will you ride with me? And I'm like, yes. Like, oh, my
Is
heart's
this
like
Reese?
bleeding. Yeah, Reese, my 11-year-old. So we go and we're standing in line, and I'm like, wow, like the line's not really moving. And then all of a sudden we hear, this line's been shut down for some technical difficulties. You're welcome to stay in line and wait for us to fix this.
God, is
And
there
I-
Oh,
any-
no.
Is there any video of this? I just want to see Summer on the roller coaster
I
about
did not
to just
buy any of
pull.
those. I didn't buy
You
any
didn't
of
like
those,
snap the picture on your
photos.
phone of you going,
I tried. I'll even send you one. It's not of me, it's of Reese, but like they make it so the camera, like it's really blurry for your camera to try to steal one of those
Haters.
photos.
You know what? I got to give you serious props. The fact that you don't like this stuff and that you do it is just, it's mother of the year type shit right there.
you went mountain biking, for heaven's sake. Like,
Yeah, this is,
that was
I-
a good
I-
thing. Remember
my
that?
kids tried to get me to do it. I'm like, oh hell to the no.
Again,
I won't get on the roller coasters.
No,
There's
I
They're
can't.
trying to kill me. They know they're in the will. They know things look good. They're like, the younger I die, the better it is for them financially.
Well, speaking of great deeds and doing great stuff, okay, talk about kids. All right, should we bring our guest up? We've been chit chatting. The guests always are just, they come on the show like, really, is this a show? Am I on the show? Am I
They are.
supposedly I'm going to be actually part of this podcast. Let's bring him to the YouTube stage. Again, reminder, kids, you can check out our YouTube channel, Always Off Brand. We're killing it over there. I think we're up to 52 subscribers. Please subscribe. But let's bring him to, let's start the music first, then we'll bring him to the stage. Oh, yeah. Let it sink in. Here he comes. Look at this guy, huh? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, joining the program today. He hails from the Bay Area. That's right, NorCal. That's right. He's been in the biz quite a long time, and now he's got this unbelievable title, VP Strategic Opportunities at RTB House. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Jason Blom.
I can tell you've been listening.
Good
Yeah,
morning.
Thanks for listening to the program, Jason.
Thank you. Thank you.
No,
Okay,
We could just clap now.
Well,
Should
don't
we?
feel bad. Don't feel bad. 280 episodes. Summer hasn't listened to one.
That's not true. I have listened to it. But I've never been to it. I was just looking. I'm like, oh, I've never looked at our YouTube page. It's cute.
I've never looked either.
You guys are killing me. You're killing me, Smalls.
Look,
Yeah,
it's bad
let's-
enough seeing my own face on LinkedIn looking like a troll. I don't want to see it on
Jason, do you
YouTube.
see what I have to deal with here?
They're like movie stars that don't watch their own movies.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Oh yeah.
No, sure. Sure, you betcha. So, Jason, thanks for coming on. I'm sure you really enjoyed those conversations.
I have particularly appreciated the IKEA litmus test for marriage. I think that's a great one. I mean, a lot of couples choose to do the puppy route, but I think the IKEA one is one to add to the list for sure.
Yeah, I think it should be a requirement, I believe.
Mhm.
Because it teaches you early on how the other person thinks, how their brains work and stuff. So you get maybe it should be an interview process. I don't know. I should have done that when I had my own
Listen,
shop.
You guys are just setting me up to fail here. I do not like this
Me
idea.
too. I'm terrible. I am I got
I'd
kicked
never
out.
be hired. I would never be in a relationship. I would die a cat lady, and it would be a sad story.
Oh, you're too
okay,
pretty, Summer. There's somebody would marry you even if you sat there and just like had a drink while they put it together. That would be
But I wouldn't get them a drink.
okay. Well, that would set the tone right there. So expectations nailed. Like
there you go. So Jason, we don't spend a lot of time talking about your life history here because we feel like they can go on the Linky and Google and whatever, because we want to get into the meat of the program. But RTB House, I had not, this is, true confessions, until 2 years ago or something at E-Tail Palm Springs. Okay. I was sitting there, I kind of crashed the pod room, and RTB House, they were set up there. And that's the first time I had heard of RTB House. Could you explain what that is? I don't know if the R and the T and the B stand for something. I'm not really sure.
Real-time bidding. So RTB is sort of it's the infrastructure for how programmatic advertising works. And so when you're going out and buying programmatically, you need to, in real time, bid on inventory and impressions and make sure that you're getting ads there. And so it's basically the infrastructure for how digital advertising, or at least display advertising, works. So, and video as well.
Fantastic. And
yeah,
add it to the acronym game.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but Scott, by design, I mean, people are now becoming much more aware of RTB House. I mean, you will see us very present at especially e-tails. We really try and put ourselves in position to be noticed, not only from a branding perspective, but you see us on stage, and then I choose to bring a lot of people to the conferences so that we can make sure we're having good conversations.
You guys do. You kill it at E-Tail. We're all in on E-Tail. We're deep there. Can't wait for Palm Springs again already. Yeah, you guys show big. You guys show up huge. You guys are all over E-Tail, which is wonderful. Fantastic. You're gonna get a bell on that. There you go. See how this works?
Well, I even bring the branding to the show too, so I made sure to bring my NASCAR.
Hey.
I wanted to make sure I'm representing. So
we've got a lot that we're going to be drilling you on, Jason. I'm really excited for our listeners to hear. We're talking advertising, we're talking creative, we're talking measurement incrementality today. So let's dive in because we have so much to go over. So starting with, we hear this word a lot, and I'd love to know where you think people are making mistakes and who's doing it well, which is personalization, and why does it matter? So we keep hearing about it, and we keep seeing that different software companies are offering personalization, but what does it mean, and where do you see the success, and what difference does it make for a brand?
Well, I mean, I think, personalization is key to actually engaging in making sure that somebody is actually going to respond to messaging. And if you don't personalize the advertising, you don't make the offers personalized, you don't show products that they're interested in, then you're not going to get engagement. You're going to see wasted advertising. And so we see that in our daily lives. I mean, we all engage with Meta. I mean, everybody is on Meta in some way, shape, or form. And you see what happens in real time. You don't need to be a genius to see how the personalization in Meta, either in a shopping context or in just content in general, video, maybe it's your actual friends. You see when it's personalized to you, you see exactly how you respond to it. You sit there and you scroll and you scroll and you scroll and it's the ongoing, it's that loop. Now, in the context of advertising, it's key. I mean, we all are seeing all this content coming at us, every which way, whether it's in our email or whether it's in social platforms or whether it's looking at news, or maybe you're just doing shopping, you're actually in Amazon. If you're not seeing personalization, what do? You abandon, you don't respond, you don't actually engage, you don't click. And so, I mean, you can see the companies that are doing a good job of personalization, Amazon and Meta, and then many of the brands and the retailers that we work with, and we have a whole wide variety of people that we work with on like marketplace. I think of like auto marketplace. When they do a good job personalizing, then they see their business grow. They see people responding. They see people buying. They see people converting. They see their AOVs, going up. So, but I think, there's big brands out there that are doing a good job. I mean, Walmart is a great example of somebody that does a good job personalizing. Target does a good job personalizing. And then, you can see how they've evolved their retail media business in order to help do a better job of not only personalization, but then allowing the brands themselves to help with customization around, hey, do you want a product that is featured at the top of a search result, et cetera? So,
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I think, we are at the forefront of personalization as well. I mean, most of what we do is some type of dynamic display ad with product personalization. And so imagine, somebody has looked at a product on a brand website, and then they've abandoned that, and then you're looking at retargeting ads. We try and put in good personalized recommendations into that advertising so that we can get the engagement up. So it's key to our business.
So what are some of the KPIs? I heard you say engagement. What's another one to see? Like, at some point you have to look at the creative and find what's working and what's not. So what are some of the KPIs that you look for?
I mean, ultimately, most of the marketers out there, when you're talking about low funnel performance, it's always going to be a ROAS. They're always looking at the attributed ROAS, the way that the measurement systems, whether it's a GA, whether it's an Adobe, they're looking at that ROAS. But when you look at personalization and creative, one of the things that we actually quote in some of our materials is that 61% of the products that we're putting in a display ad or in a shoppable video ad, it's actually products that were not viewed on a website before. So we're actually our algorithm's actually going through and displaying products that are adjacent to or complementary to.
Yeah.
So that's key.
I personally as a consumer love that.
Yeah, if you get it right. If you get it right, if I'm in the aisle, I'm in the bit, you know what I mean? My conscious, my when is right there, and boom, you serve me an ad that's super relevant, that's a product I might, yes, 100%. I think this is, as we get oversaturated, because, show me the money, follow the money, the ad serves are just dominating everything. This is where the best rise to the top. You know what I mean?
100%.
What you say about that, Jason?
It's funny. So, quick side story. So, because I think two of you live in Seattle, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes, there's two in the Seattle metropolitan area. We don't drop any pins here, Jason. We don't like to. It's very vague. We're on the western side of the state.
The Pacific Northwest. We'll call it that.
I'm kidding. This is all inside jokes that nobody knows.
So I started my career in sales at Nordstrom. So that's near and dear to all those people in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, they were my client.
And I sold shoes for years when I was going to college at Nordstrom. And you know what we were taught when we were working at Nordstrom?
Oh my gosh, I love this behind the scenes.
So when somebody like Summer or Haley, because I worked in women's shoes, when they would come into the store, they would always, hey, I would like to try on this pair of shoes. But as a shoe salesperson, we were not allowed to just bring that one pair of shoes.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
You had to bring 4 pairs of shoes. Do you know why? So you could personalize the assortment for your customer and try to upsell them to more product. Or maybe they didn't like the shoe and maybe you could show them something else. So personalization, I mean, it's key to running a business.
Sorry to cut you off with the hallelujah. Absolutely. I sold shoes to Nordstrom for 15 years.
Really?
Yeah, and I sold shoes my whole career to independent specialty shoes, running shoes, casual shoes. I mean, this is how you sell shoes. This is how you sell product. This is what, from the advertising side and display side, this is all it's about. We're trying to emulate. There's a psychological visual when you walk into a store and you see a rounder, you see a display, you see a footwear wall. You just can't get that online on the screen yet. We're just not there. And so from an advertising standpoint, trying to create collections, you have a much better opportunity to create collections and create that story in an ad than sometimes you do. It's a product in a white box on your phone.
Yeah, but here's the problem that a lot of these smaller brands face is they don't have the creative asset library that these giant other brands have access to. They can't just start drumming out all of this custom creative to support these custom personalized ads. So what's your response there, Jason?
What do I do, Jason?
Like just main product, or
figure it out.
Figure
it out.
I think, Haley, this is where, big companies, bigger, medium-sized companies like us, we help those smaller brands. I mean, this is why you work with managed service.
Yeah.
I mean, when you work with Google, there's a managed service component. There's a self-serve component to it as well. But we actually do a lot of the creative production ourselves, and we're not the only ones. So you give us, some very simple assets. Give us a lifestyle image, and then we will combine that. We will make it beautiful with product recommendation. It's the same thing with Meta and others. You don't need a lot. You don't need a big giant creative production team in order to produce good quality. And especially now with what's going on in AI, I mean, you can kind of build your own, with the different AI tools that are out there. So
but it still takes internal resources that some of these brands just don't have. So are you implementing any AI in your creative right now?
So we're an AI company. I mean, to be fair, it's the reason why we've actually been successful as an organization. The AI was developed years and years ago. It's a deep learning AI. So gonna geek out a little bit here.
Let's do it. Let's get down into it.
There's machine learning AI, which is much more linear based, human intervention. You gotta actually set the rules of the AI in order to make sure that you're yield managing whatever it is that you're trying to do, whether it's actually the advertising buy or the creative sequencing. And then there's deep learning AI, which is more non-human based. The AI is actually learning in real time how to optimize. It requires more signal, meaning you need many more signals, you need more time, and it's a little bit slower to learn, but it's much more efficient. Haley, to your question, we deploy our deep learning AI across the entire stack. And so what that means for creative is it's key to how we do creative recommendation, meaning where does the creative go on a website? What does it look like?
Where does it land?
Yeah, what does it look like? Is the color scheme, should it be one way? What kind of creative should it be? Should it be
and the dimensions differ too, depending on placements. So that,
The should it be more of a video first ad versus just pure product recommendation? What types of products do you put in the ad? So it's a pretty sophisticated system, and it's really the reason why we've been able to be extremely successful when it comes to how we deliver results for our partners.
Well, that sounds pretty good. And I think hold on, had to get the bell in,
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, I know. So your point is and we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll come back. We still have a lot of stuff to go. We got measurement. We got incrementality.
And now they're buzzword.
Can't we just speak like broken English here? I mean, my God. Unbelievable how we have to make this shit so complicated. It's unbelievable.
ROAS. Come on, Scott.
Come on now. What we doing out here, man? But what I'm hearing, Jason, is it's not just DSP, demand side platform. It's display ads, all the big stuff. It's not just for the bazillion-dollar brands. I think in the next 3-4 years, this is actually going to, in some way, democratize and give tremendous opportunity for the medium-sized brands, the brands who just thought I could only do PPC, I can only do search. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been like that for a little while. You're seeing more and more little brands. I mean, Google's had their DSP for years and years and years, and I think the challenge is how do you, as a very small brand, work with a wide variety of DSPs or have access to that technology. That becomes easier of a pull the more DSPs create self-service for small brands.
Got it.
And I think, that's certainly on our horizon in terms of how we would like to develop our business. And that takes time,
Yeah.
in terms, but there are options for smaller brands. But I don't disagree. It's a challenge.
No,
I don't know.
is.
But I don't know how you work with like the Trade Desk and DV360, and if you're a small brand, because that's just too complicated. Takes too much time.
And too expensive. A lot of the minimums are
Whoa.
way beyond.
I know we're supposed to be going on a break, but
we are. We're right up against time, Summer. I know you've been gone for a week.
But he brought up Trade Desk, and I don't think a lot of people know, especially a lot of our listeners on the Amazon side. So I do think we should talk about what is Trade Desk and what does that mean per Haley's comment, like the cost just to participate, to be a player.
And we'll talk about that when we come back from our break.
Dang, that was good.
Hi, I'm Bev Bentley, the founder and CEO of Skimpies, and you're listening to Always Off Brand.
All right, we are back with Jason Blom. Before we took our break, we were talking a little bit about the different ways you can be doing your ads, and we brought up Trade Desk. And I just want to explain, transparently, when I joined my company, I had no idea what Trade Desk was because I never worked at a brand large enough to have to use Trade Desk. So what is it, Jason? And do all brands need to be participating in it?
Well, let's start with the Trade Desk. The Trade Desk is essentially a self-service DSP. And so what that means is you are basically managing the actual execution of media within the DSP in order to drive the ads online, right? And in most cases, brands are using it to activate display and video ads, and in some cases, CTV. Now, there's different parts to the Trade Desk in terms of their value props. I just mentioned a few of them there. When it comes to what you look at in a funnel across display, you have branding awareness. So you have ads that you're building to inspire consumers to either engage with your brand or go into a store or go to a website.
It's the tofu.
Yes. I'm not sure what that means, but
top of funnel.
Top of funnel.
There we go.
Hey, Haley, thanks for listening to the acronym game.
I did. I listened yesterday. Sorry.
Top of funnel. Exactly. That's exactly right.
It's the tofu.
And then there's the journey. So there is the Starbucks.
Oh, the bell. We gotta hit the bell. What? I'm not used to it. She gets her own coffee now, but Matt, the engineer, just came in.
Well, he brought it from being delivered downstairs.
No, that's still nice of him. He's a mensch.
Very nice.
Hopefully it tastes better than the crap you had before.
Oh, go on.
Okay, go on.
Then there's audiences. So say, for example, you have an in-store audience and you want to activate them digitally, you upload that, and then you buy against those audiences. You try and get advertising in front of them. And then it's low funnel. And low funnel is doing retargeting. So it's actually people that have come to a website and engaged with a brand. Maybe they're lapsed audiences and you're retargeting and re-engaging them. Now,
but, Jason, can't we do all of this on our own? Why do we need a Trade Desk?
Well, because
why do brands use it?
The only way that you can go out and buy the media, actually in impressions, you need a technology. You need a DSP to engage with SSPs. And the SSPs are the ones that are controlling the advertising across publishers. So they're basically the networks that do the media buying. If you can't work with the Trade Desk or Google is another option, then you can't buy the online ads. And so that's where the Trade Desk comes in. They're basically a self-service DSP. Now, my opinion, when you're doing performance display, the way that I kind of classify the Trade Desk or DV360 or many of these other DSPs, they're media yield management platforms, right? So they're designed to, you have a budget, you have an audience, you have publishers that you want to target, you have ad creative that you want to display, you have a frequency management, how many ads per user, what's the time of day. So you're managing all that media, but you're not managing, does that media actually drive performance? Does it actually drive a conversion?
Yeah.
So great. When you're trying to do upper funnel and branding and CTV and many of the other kind of objectives that big brands have. But when you're going low funnel, not great, because then you're using manual things in order to manage how advertising pushes towards conversion. You're not allowing an AI to do product recommendation and creative recommendation.
Right.
And then I think we talked about the fee. Haley, I think you brought up the fee structure earlier. In order to get all that to work, there's fees associated with it. And if you're a smaller brand or a mid-sized brand, or you're just a brand that wants to drive performance, that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Jason, in your opinion, what do you think the minimum buy-in is? Like, what are the minimums for the trade desk if a small brand has big dreams? I
don't know the answer to that one, but I can tell you that it's not going to be, the same minimum that it would be for us or many others, because you're just not going to be able to get the same level of performance. So
why don't you elaborate on that a little bit for the smaller brands who don't understand what the minimums are and how you can share a seat with an agency and get lower minimums?
Yeah, for us, typically our minimums are around $25,000 for a buy. And typically, we manage our business model is a dynamic CPC. So that's cool for brands, because on a CPC, we go out and buy all these impressions. We're translating the CPC into an eCPM on our back end. We're buying impressions, and then the brands only pay for the actual engagements, meaning the clicks that we drive to their website. So there's inherent skin in the game for us, because we actually have to buy media that's going to drive some level of performance. So otherwise, why do business with us? But typically the minimums are about $25,000, in order to see some type of scalability with a campaign.
Yeah, you need to have data in order to optimize. And if you're spending $3,000 a month, that's not enough.
Correct. And we typically manage everything on an attributed ROAS. So, and most brands are, they're looking for a 2 or a 5, or in some cases it's more aggressive than that.
5?
5, yeah.
Depends on what your price is, and there's categories out there that still can get that.
Margins, return rates, everything gets factored in. So, say for example, you're a brand that has high return rates. Yeah. You need a 10 ROAS in order to make sure that you're actually profitable on your campaigns. So, no, don't quote me on that, brands, but
no, you get all these people knocking on your door. I heard I could get a $10 return.
This is I make this in the area of critical commentary all the time to brands, CFOs, CMOs. You got to know your net ROAS. Everybody everybody gets reported out on their gross ROAS, and they're not putting all their cogs to get the like you talked about, Jason. It's a common theme where people don't understand what is their net ROAS that actually makes still everything work and be profitable.
Well, but then there's lifetime value. I mean, so maybe even from a performance campaign, you run at a low ROAS, but the lifetime value is multiple purchases, later on with sure, that could be the way that they value it. But key for us and my team, we got to go out and ask those questions. We got to figure that out so that we can run a good, profitable campaign for.
Well, what's interesting is how many brands don't know it. They don't know some of their costs, or they don't know their margins, or they don't know the lifetime value. And that is something you have to go into this process with eyes wide open and understanding it all. What were you going to say, Haley?
I was just going to say lifetime value, sigh. If you don't have, that's really difficult to put your finger directly on. If have these, full funnel approach, full funnel jubilee over here.
Yeah.
Your KPIs are going to be wildly different depending on, where you are in the funnel. And LTV, okay, well, it's just part of that attribution, and it just frustrates me when you really try to put your finger on it. All right, I'm done with my LTV.
You're right. But here's what I know about RTB House, okay? Here's what I know, because after I learned about you, I started talking to people. I'm like, what's going on over here? You guys did lovely headshots, which I never did, which I should have done. You did a lot of
I love it when people do those.
I know. They do great stuff. I'm telling you. If you got to go to e-tail and these conferences, they do great stuff. But I started talking about it. And I think one of the reasons, obviously because of you and the people and Ravina and Christina, everybody on this thing that I've met through RTB House, is it's smarter. The point is every penny, the 25 grand, the 50 grand, the 100, whatever you're doing, it's a day and age now because of margin compression, because of all the other forces that are around us, depending on the category and retailer and brands. You have to spend smarter. And what I hear about RTB House is they like you guys because the tech is there and they produce smarter buys. Right. Smarter. You make your money on the buy, and that's why people like you. Okay. God.
All right, Scott.
Now he's on his soapbox. Mine was like
I think I've figured out I'm going to bring to my next sales meeting so I can
do it.
Smarter buys. Come on, guys.
But it's so true.
Think about, because the whole adage, and there's a lot of people doing a lot of work on this, of the wasted media spend, right? The wasted buy, right? The attribution, we really don't know it. This is all part of it, which is going to dive into what Summer wants to ask you next.
Let's get into measurement and incrementality. It's my fave, but it's also my fave. So we kind of talked about, you have to understand your margins. You have to understand your KPI. You have to understand your business in order to truly have the correct measurements and see what is incremental. But even taking a step back, we always like to define things here at Always Off Brand. What does this talk about incrementality, and why is it such a buzzword right now?
Well, I mean, I don't think incrementality is a buzzword that hasn't existed in advertising pretty much since the beginning of advertising. Because if you think about the way traditional media in the old days was bought, television, and what they would do is they would do, an exposed, unexposed, a test and a control group against television advertising.
Right.
And they would, do some type of geo, holdout, which is, hey, let's go out and advertise Fritos in all these markets, and then let's not here, and then let's see what the lift is. So it's a concept that's been around forever. Now in digital, it's new because digital is all new within the last 25 years. And so you had to figure out how to run incrementality tests. And the cool thing about digital is that you can actually identify user by user, who your audiences are. You can actually create a true test and control from an audience standpoint. So incrementality is key. I mean, it's funny. I was talking to a brand I won't name, and they had mentioned to me one time that somebody had run not only an attributed test, but then they had ran an incrementality test and claimed that there was a massive amount of impact. Well, that massive amount of impact was greater than the total sales for the entire brand. So they were 100% incremental. So that was clearly a failed incrementality test. But I would say at RTB House, we do a lot of incrementality testing.
I think even breaking it down as simple as this: if I say, Jason, we have $25,000 to spend, but if I give you 5,000 more, how much of that's going to be incremental? What are going to be incremental sales that we wouldn't have already gotten? And that's what brands are trying to understand.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to run the test, because there's
so what does the test look like?
So we call it, at least the methodology that we use is called ghost ads.
Ooh.
So ghost ads was a methodology that was developed. I think it was developed, but I know it was perfected by Meta. And so they had basically created a test and control split. I'm not going to get into the details of it because it'll take the rest of our time and we will all be sleeping by the end of it. But it's basically a test and control split where you have a partner like RTB House that is running advertising against an exposed audience, and then you have a non-exposed audience. And then what you're trying to do is measure the lift of RTB House being on and exposed. Yeah. And can we see conversion lift? Can we see some type of lift in the revenue associated with the exposed population versus the non-exposed population? So that's the simplest way that I can describe what an incrementality test is. If the brand comes to me and says, hey, I have $25,000 or $100,000, we got to run through the test. We actually have to build in a test plan and run the incrementality test, and then make sure it's set up properly, make sure that we have enough time for the test to be statistically significant, and then deliver the results. Now, the key with incrementality test results is, what is the brand actually expecting? Because I can't tell you how many incrementality tests I've run in my career where we get to the end and then we deliver a great result and the brand's like, well, great. Well, what do we do now? Well, your expectation? I don't know. We're just going to run an incrementality test and it's going to be positive. And so that's the key, is making sure that people actually are running things for the right reasons and they understand what the outcome is. And then what is the impact of the incrementality test? Now, I will tell you, my preferred outcome with any brand is, what will you then do with your attributed ROAS goal?
Yeah.
Does this impact your ability to then make a decision on, oh, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't run at a 5. You guys are more incremental. Maybe we should lower that to a 4.
Yeah.
So that we can actually scale and drive more business. Scale.
That is so key. No, I love that. So that really explains like what you do with that information. One of the things that we hear brands struggling with is like, how do we get the CFOs on board? How do we get the CMOs on board for this? So like, especially I struggle with this almost weekly in my role, which is give me more money. So how do you, and I'm sure, you know, in an agency, you want to see the brand do well because that was a positive reflection on you. So how do you support brands in getting more funds? Like, what do you provide so they can speak to CFOs and CMOs about why this is successful?
I mean, I think we try and provide as much insights as we possibly can. I mean, it's the attributed results that's validated, you know, by both parties, you know, so it's our read on what an attributed metric looks like. It's the brand's attributed metric read. It's any type of KPI that they have from, like, what does the creative performance look like? Is there a specific category information that they're looking? So all the insights, everything that you could possibly do from how does a campaign work?
Yeah.
And then you overlay that with validated incrementality results. That's typically validated by an internal analytics team. Now, you're talking big brands here that have analytics teams, and you've agreed and aligned on what that is. And then you can make a business case to the CFO that more budget is needed because this campaign, hopefully RTB House, is driving lift. So now it's easier when you have alignment with the executive leadership team on how do you run a media practice, you know, and what are the outcomes that they're looking for. And, you know, are they looking at net attributed results? I think you had mentioned that, Scott, earlier. But are they also looking at incrementality results? If they're not looking at the incrementality results, if the CFO doesn't care about that, then you're wasting time running the test. You know, other than maybe you can kind of yield manage where you're going to put budget, Meta, Google, an affiliate channel, display, RTB House, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, this is I think a tough spot for a lot of senior level people, especially in larger organizations. And if they're silos equal sadness, as we say here. This is a troubling thing because everybody's trying to do the best thing. But if overall the CFO, CMO, if you're not having a holistic view of saying, I know our incrementality or our return on ad spend or whatever the metric is wasn't as great, whatever. But actually, if we look at the total picture, we know we can't attribute every single thing. Guess what? Sales are higher. Sales are higher. This is good. Keep doing it. But this is just not how the world works. Everybody's gotten their little channels. Everybody's got their little parts of the world that they're measured on, which is understandable. So yeah, that's tricky wickets as far as I'm concerned.
I think that the challenge for the brands, in my opinion, is, I mean, yesteryear you had a couple of advertising channels. You had radio, TV, and print.
Yeah,
and it was easy to
Mad Men style.
Yeah.
You could run a test. You could like actually run a test and then see the impact. And now, I mean, how many channels? I can't even count how many channels there are. It's just,
who knows?
Channels like
we had Kiri Masters on, and she was talking about like advertising on Best Buy. Or you guys were talking, and who were we talking like Dollar Tree with? And I was like, what?
Yeah, all these retail media networks just coming out of the woodwork. You're like, they're.
But you made a really good point about everybody being aligned on what metrics we're looking at.
Yeah, back
And
then.
everybody, and we're counter referencing the brand's metrics. You're right, because this is a major issue in retail media, retail media networks, because everybody's floating different numbers to the thing is, they're like, are you just saying these numbers just for your own narrative to make your own, right?
Yeah.
There's just not a AIB yet, or there's not a controlling, governing body that has these definitions of what measurements are. So that's a huge point.
But when you look back to what Jason was saying, we couldn't say this billboard drove these sales. And I don't know what a-hole decided to track sales with our digital ads, but they screwed it for all of us. Right?
Yeah.
We could have just had click-through rate and impression data, but no, we had to go and add sales to it. And then there was the whole like, well, it was last click or first click. And you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna kill this person.
Well, this is the tough thing, because ROAS should be dead. There should be a much broader metrics to look at to see if you're getting to the end goal. And this is also, you probably face this all the time. It's like, okay, what do you want? What are we trying to do here, actually? And then you get to the end of the test, you're like, oh, we weren't trying to do that. Oh, wait, okay, hold on.
I mean, I have to tell you though, like it's really, I mean, you guys have all been doing this a long time too. It's really nice and refreshing to work with somebody that knows exactly what they want. Because then you can structure, and I think that's part of the problem with, the industry, Summer, is it's not just the metrics. People don't know what they really want. They can't.
Well, because if they give you an exact metric, tell you exactly what they want, then they can't blame you if that's what you do and it doesn't work.
And we talk about this all the time. They're self-serving, right? Agencies are culpable of this. Everything. What's your ROAS goal? Oh, 5. Okay, well, I can manipulate the machine to get you a 5. Is that actually in the best interest of the overall goals of the brand and everything else? Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
The point here is RTB House, Jason and the gang, you have to spend your money smarter, because there is all these shiny things. There's all these, there's more places to display than ever before. And you have to be so smart about it. And you have to get the right partners and the right tech stacks to make this stuff happen, so that you can get, we got dollar bills, y'all. We got to sell.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Dollar bills. All right, Jason.
Not for white people doing this, please.
Yeah, I know. Come on. I'm also excited for the game show called What's That Keyword, coming up next.
Hi, this is Carolyn Ballard from Profitero Plus, and you're listening to Always Off Brand.
Finally, a game show nerdier than an Excel V lookup. It's time for What's That Keyword? Here's your host, Haley on the news.
Oh boy, do I have some random Amazon products for you guys today. All right, Jason, you're new here. I'm going to lay down the rules. I'm going to give you a product that is sold on Amazon.com. And you have to guess the keyword or keyword phrase that converted. So what did the customer type in to buy this product? I will tell you, they are very random today. I quite literally typed in the weirdest products on Amazon this morning when I was looking for these products. So that's it's great. This is going to be fun. It's Friday. I love it. All right, your first product is a wearable airplane pillow.
Oh, I've seen some of these new ones that they're coming up with.
They're wild. All right, a wearable airplane pillow.
Keyword or
Travel
keywords?
Keywords.
It can be short or long.
Yep.
How to be comfortable in my airplane seat on a long flight.
Long tail.
Wow.
Wow.
That was a summer jubilee type answer right there.
Scott, you're up.
Oh, I am?
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, go.
Sleeping on the plane.
Are you ever going to try?
That was a good try. Actually,
That was
thought.
one of the better ones he's had.
Thank you, Summer.
So it's not a compliment. I am going to say orthopedic travel pillow.
Oh, no. Tell you what, we did not have
Was it
a
like
winner.
a bachelorette pillow?
We did not have a winner today. I was looking for ostrich pillow.
I want it.
Ostrich pillow. Y'all look at
I
this
want it.
thing.
I want it.
I want
it's in
it.
her cart.
Like you wear it on your head.
That is crazy. Listener, I don't even, it looks like Star Wars. It looks
You know
like.
what it looks like to me? Something you put on your child to get them to stop screaming on the
Yeah,
plane.
but is that a vest? Oh no, it's just a thing that goes on her chest.
I think it's
Go
bad
to the
AI.
reviews, Haley. Go to the reviews.
Oh, here
my
we go.
God.
All
There's
right.
got to be pictures. Yes. Show me the photos.
Oh,
crazy.
Look at this guy.
This is like when you give your dog when this is the cone of death type situation here.
Oh my gosh, we call it the cone of shame in my
Just
house.
Yeah.
think of how dirty it gets because it covers their
Oh my
mouth.
God.
Oh,
It
that
covers
just
their
took it
mouth
to a new level.
and like put their nose right there. So like there's got to be snot particles, spit particles,
Okay, that's
food
enough.
particles.
No.
I'm more worried about how hot it is because have you ever used one of those pillows for a couple
Yeah, it does
of hours?
get hot. Yeah.
It just gets hot, you know.
You're next. I have teenager. You have a teenager. Summer has tweens. We're getting there. Your next, that might have been a hint. Your next product is a cell phone jail cell.
Ooh.
It is a lockable tabletop jail cell.
Punishment for your teenager.
Okay. Jason?
I'm gonna say my grounding my teenager and taking away their phone.
Whoa, close. Scott?
Teenage prison.
Can I have one more guess just because
Yes,
I want to?
please.
No.
Phone timeout.
Folks, ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner!
It doesn't really count because I got a second guess.
I was
Phone
actually thinking.
timeout.
I was actually thinking
Yes!
about timeout. I was gonna say a timeout, like something
But you
timeout.
didn't.
You don't get a point for that. Just clarity. Just
I
want
don't
to
care.
make sure.
She celebrated me.
I know. I gave you all the time. Congratulations, Summer.
Here it is. There it is. It is the cell phone timeout.
It's actually a jail.
Unbelievable.
It's
Unbelievable.
actually a jail. Yeah.
Close.
I feel like I could pick that lock.
But all right, that was fun. Thanks for sticking around to play that What's That Keyword game. We'll be right back with the news.
I'm Chris Perry, Chief Learning Officer at First Mover, and you're listening to the Always Off-Brand podcast.
Well, that's all been fun and games, but it's that time, the time America has been waiting for. It's time for the news.
Well, first of all, let's shout out Scott Wingo because in today's news story that we're going to talk about, he predicted this. How many weeks ago was he on our show, everybody?
Yeah, I don't remember.
know, maybe a
5,
month
6?
ago or so.
Yeah.
Here we are in the first week of October because guess what? OpenAI just turned ChatGPT into your AI-powered super shopper.
I wish I had.
With the new instant checkout feature, it's now you can type in what you want. It's going to show you what it thinks you want, but only 5 options. It's capping you at 5
For now.
for now.
It goes directly to the product detail page of that product to another site. And then it's just like a normal checkout.
Can
If
it
you don't,
only do it on like Shopify or will it go to Walmart?
no, it
or
goes to
retailer?
Etsy. Actually, it loves
Etsy
Etsy.
and Shopify right now.
Yeah, but everybody else is coming in on board. I mean, not everybody else except Amazon, which is interesting. A lot of people are coming on. Stripe now has a full thing.
Stripe.
It's not a native checkout on ChatGPT yet. It's very much like you do it now every other place. Even you go to the website, you go to the D2C site, or you go to that marketplace, and you have a normal checkout if your information's in there.
They've just added a shopping experience. It's the same thing that Google did 20 years ago, you know, with their search results. It's the same thing that, you know, Meta did eventually as they started to incorporate advertising into their experience. So
Here's the difference. Where's the revenue generator for OpenAI here?
Well, there's the little small disclaimer, and Wingo goes over this. Yesterday, he did a great thing where he shows you he's buying a knit baby Yoda for a gift.
Of course he is.
Oh, I missed it.
And he does that whole thing. There's a disclaimer that there is a small commission paid to the retailer or to wherever you purchase. There is a little cost. There's an affiliate cost, and it says that in really small type.
Got it.
I didn't realize it was an affiliate play. I thought it would be a cost per click model.
It's a cost per, right. ChatGPT is making some money on the conversion of that product. I guess it is not affiliate, not technically affiliate. It feels like it. I don't know. I'm with you, Jason. It's like, this is exciting and I understand all the hubbub. I'm just like, whatever. It's like, there's not that big of a deal.
Okay, negative Nelly. Like, this is okay. There are definitely some negatives to this. In my opinion, it would be the lack of the brand story and brand tone, because that shopper is going to get served whatever ChatGPT deems is relevant to that particular shopper. It may not be within your brand story, theme, whatever you want to call it at the time. There's a data disconnect. How are we going to have attribution for this? Like, do we have attribution for it? Like, what does it look like?
Well, that's actually pretty cool, because so I went on, I had needed some new slippers. Thank you very much. And I went in and I asked it, hey, no. I have flat feet, thin skin. Remember my pedicure problem?
Oh, that's right.
Scott, you didn't, when we talked about when I came over to your house for dinner, you didn't talk about the gift I brought you.
A phenomenal pedicure set. And then shout out
for his birthday, I got him a pedicure set.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Genius. Is it for sensitive skin?
So good. And then shout out Ash McMullen really quickly. She sent from Advantis Health like an entire box of stuff, a box of that, of all of her different products. So anyway, my point is that the attribution to me is actually really interesting, Haley, because there is a direct connection. So I went and it served me some different options. I put in pretty detailed information. I wanted sheepskin. I wanted indoor, outdoor, specific. I gave it a $100 range or something. Anyway, it brought up the 5 different choices. When you go there, you go to the DTC site, you go there, that's a direct line. That is point A and point B. And this is, I think, one of the other cool parts about AI and the whole possibility of becoming a new marketplace in shopping is a cleaner, more direct, transparent attribution system.
I'd agree with that.
Well, I think the attribution is no different than attribution at Google or the other players in the space. There's going to be a click or an engagement, and then there's a billing model on that.
Yes.
I think, it sounds like it's a commission, an affiliate commission that gets paid. Trust me, this is monetization. They're not in the free business.
100%.
Right.
They want to monetize, at some point. How do you think that Google became such a powerful company? Is when they just started developing monetization back in 2005, 2006, 2007. So
I'm sorry to be a negative, but it is a massive deal. It is a massive deal.
It's a big deal.
The rate of adoption of ChatGPT, chatty.
Chitty ChatGPT. Hey, okay. So what about the smaller brands who aren't getting as many clicks? Do you feel like, let's use your slipper example. I'm sure like Birkenstock, Olakai, like what else of the big brands came up? What about some of the smaller brands who don't have that major awareness? Do you feel like they're going to show in the search or in the results, I should say?
This is who knows. This is all about, you got to make it AI compatible, AI native. You have to be, all the AI stuff, the whole conversation's changing, the question and answer.
And again, that costs money, and the smaller brands don't have dollar.
Yeah, but they do. They can. But they actually can be scrappy and go in and actually do a lot of this work themselves nimbly, quickly. The ginormous conglomerate, big CPGs and everything, they're so slow. They're going to be late on this.
Yeah, they are going to be late. I agree, Scott.
You look at all the direct-to-consumer brands that have popped up on social media. I mean, how many of those brands you're like, who is this? What is this? Click. Oh, I'm going to go buy this.
Yeah.
And maybe
did that.
to your point, Scott, this is like it democratizes the experience for the smaller brands potentially.
Potentially, yeah.
But here's the thing. I mean, look at what Google's done to their search results now. I mean, can you even find an organic listing in Google anymore?
No.
Oh.
But I've said this like 17 times. They got a problem over there that they're working on. They'll fix it. They'll figure it out. The AI overview, they ain't no money there. There's no money in the overview and nobody's scrolling down. So they got a problem there.
It's also not accurate all the time. There are some wild things that comes up in that AI overview.
That'll get fixed. Baby.
Yeah, it's new. But well, that's it for the news today. Wild story. Huge, groundbreaking, negative Nellies. No, I'm just kidding.
I think it's a big deal. I think
it is a big deal. Absolutely. Stay tuned. I'm sure we'll talk about this more as the year goes on and as we get really into the heat of Q4 holiday shopping. All right. We'll be back with Summer's favorite part that she never listens to. Folks, it's the wrap up.
I'm Russ Derringer, CEO and founder of Stratably. You're listening to Always Off Brand.
All right, it's great to meet Jason, and shout out again, Ravina. This is why you go to conferences. This is why you go in real life and you meet people and talk to people.
Yeah.
And the buzzword of networking and this and that, because you get to learn new stuff and meet people. Because why, Summer?
Because people matter, and you are listening to Always
Off
Brand.
Please like, please subscribe, please share. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Toodaloo.
Hey there, this is Haley from Quickfire, and they want me to read this so you know what this podcast is part of and how to find out more if you want. Always Off Brand is a production of Quickfire LLC and a part of the Learn and Laugh series on the Quickfire Podcast Network. For more information, go to quickfirenow.com. Have a good one, and thanks for listening.